Today we are talking about why we have millions of dollars in debt and why we're not freaking out.
And even though that sounds like we should be freaking out.
True. So as real estate investors, we use the power of leverage, and we need to talk about our relationship with our money today.
So when we start exploring our relationship with money, we often need to do some work on how we think about money, how we think about debt. We often think about debt as a bad thing, and don't get me wrong, it can definitely be a bad thing when we use it incorrectly.
Definitely. I'm sure that a lot of you either have parents or you follow Dave Ramsey or some like leaders in the industry that are all about no debt, no leverage, everything in cash. But that has its downsides as well, because we need leverage to really capitalize in real estate.
As a real estate investor, leverage is what gives us power. Leverage can be both a good and a bad thing. Like when used incorrectly, it can hurt us.
Definitely.
But when it is used correctly, our returns can be infinite.
Yes, I agree. With all superpowers in life though, right? Really, I mean, think as moms, we have superpowers in all different ways, and they can swing one way and they can become a negative, and on the other side it can be positive. Maybe we can like think of an example as like a mom superpower.
As a mom, it's like our ability to like unconditionally love our kids is a superpower.
I love it.
But we can use that, like when we devote everything and leave nothing for ourselves, we actually end up showing up not as our best self.
I would agree with that. So you may live with fear of money. Maybe you're fearful of borrowing money. Maybe it's really been ingrained in you as a kid, as an adult, that no debt. Or maybe you've had a bad experience with debt.
I think all of us could think of a bad experience that we've had with debt.
For sure.
And that diminishes our confidence, and it does like make us show up fearful in our future transactions.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure maybe during like college, you went out and bought that couch or that TV on, there was always like no interest for 12 or 24 months. So you can have this free something. Or maybe you bought a car, a brand new car with debt, and then you drove off the parking lot and it depreciated instantaneously. So now your debt was more than the car was even worth. Or maybe you've done a real estate investment and not done your due diligence, and you just hopped in and bought it and thinking that everything would be well, and it didn't turn out the way you wanted.
So it's natural that all of us are going to have fear showing up in
investors. We think very differently about credit and leverage. We realize that it can be used in a safe and effective way, and without leverage, we cannot get deals done. So let me give you an example. We bought our first building a few years ago, and I'm just going to use round numbers for simple math. But we bought it for around $1 million with our all-in updates to the building. It was vacant at that time, so there was definitely some fear about going and buying this building with no tenant, $1 million. It was like right at the start of COVID, but we had done our research, right? It was in our local market. We knew the area was awesome, prime real estate, and we had cash reserves in case like something did go right. It's always really important, right? That also helps with our fear.
We had a solid plan.
And we pulled the trigger and bought this building. Well, we couldn't have just gone out and paid $1 million of cash for this building. We wouldn't have been able to do it without leverage. So instead we put $200,000 down, and the bank carried the other $800,000 of debt, allowing us to buy the property. Then, right, we ended up finding a tenant, and that tenant paid our mortgage each month, and we made money.
And all of our operating expenses.
Yep, and all of our operating expenses, and we made money off of that. So not only did we get a property we couldn't have without leverage, we have a tenant who's paying down our mortgage, and we're getting a cash return from that property. So you can see leverage used correctly can exponentially increase your wealth.
And it can increase the momentum at which you build your wealth.
For sure. Without leverage, that is not possible.
No, we have to kind of think of our money in terms of how the banks think of our money. When we put our money in a savings account, we don't even get a return of 1%, while the banks take our hard-earned money and they leverage our money.
Yeah.
They, like, especially now with current interest rates, they are lending out our money at 6, 7, 8% and earning that return. Well, we're not even earning 1% on it. So instead, we need to think like the bank, think like an investor, and leverage the bank's money to earn a return.
Not only like thinking like the bank, but if we don't, you guys, if you do not learn how to leverage your money in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whenever you're planning on retiring, if you just hoard your cash, there's no way that you're gonna have what you need to be able to survive. That's a strong word.
So
and yet.
it's like a lot of us live in fear of losing this money. We're stockpiling, yet by stockpiling and doing nothing with it, we're losing.
Yeah, time is literally losing the money. It's like you have this pile of money and like every day a little is coming out every single day.
So we have to learn how to invest the money we're earning from our jobs and our businesses so that it's creating that lifetime return. Kyle
Yes.
is like the perfect example of this. Everything he does is he's trading his time for money, and our goal, what Allie and I have been doing, is learning how to take that money and invest it so that it will earn back, like Kyle's time, earn back time that we get to spend together as our family, instead of him continuing to exchange his time for money.
Yeah, having to be in the office, right? We want you to take 5 minutes. We know you're busy moms, you have lots of things going on. Take 5 minutes and write down all the things you fear about either debt or leveraging money, or
what is holding you back. Like, if you're watching this video, you are obviously interested in real estate investing.
Yes.
So what is holding you back?
Definitely. And after you write that down, stay with us. Go on this journey with us. Subscribe to our channel so you can get all the latest videos. We have a few other debt videos down below. Go on like a little debt binge here and watch those. Please hop over to our Facebook group. It's an exclusive group, which we're still new, so there only may be a few when you go over there, but we are extending our first 50 people get a Starbucks gift card emailed right to them, so we can really build this network of women that want to help each other succeed in real estate and in life. And please like this episode if you thought it was useful, so that YouTube can do their thing and make it pop up for somebody else that maybe is dealing with that same challenge of fear and leverage or debt. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.